Howdy, this is Lemmy with Dorman Products, here to talk to you today about our fluid reservoirs. While a fluid reservoir isn't the sexiest auto part in the world, they are incredibly important. Every vehicle needs to carry an adequate supply of different fluids in order to function. Think about your own car. You've likely got a coolant reservoir, a washer fluid reservoir, probably a power steering reservoir, and a brake fluid reservoir too. Heck, we even offer universal coolant expansion bottles for those plumbing up custom or non-automotive cooling systems. We build the best fluid tanks you can buy. Quality matters here. Imagine your loved ones in a car with a brake fluid reservoir that wasn't up to the job. Seems like a crazy place to shortcut quality, doesn't it? Even a simple thing like a washer fluid bottle here plays an important role. Anyone living in the salt belt of the USA knows how quickly ice and salt can cut vision to nothing on a snowy day. A few squirts of wiper fluid immediately improves visibility and thus safety. Or consider something like a coolant overflow tank. Under high pressure, these can cause massive scalds, putting anyone near the bottle at risk, including DIY mechanics, pro wrenches, pedestrians involved in a vehicular collision, as well as first responders who may need underhood access in the event of an accident. However, all fluid tanks are not created equal. We perform stringent testing on OEM units here at Dorman, as well as on our own pieces and those of our competitors. For something as basic as a container that contains fluid, you'd think it would be simple to build one of high quality, but as in most things, the devil's in the details. So today I want to walk you through two parts. An interchange may tell you that these parts are equivalent, but your own two eyes, and our testing, should tell you that they certainly are not equal. This particular part holds the coolant in some larger Fords, 3/4 ton and 1 ton trucks and excursions, so it's a pretty common unit. Now I want to start here at the cap. First, caps are included on nearly all of our fluid reservoirs. You may not find that with the competition. Our competition has also put a Ford number onto this cap, which is a bit disingenuous because this cap doesn't perform like OE equipment. The cap is actually a safety device, since a modern coolant reservoir actually holds pressure instead of the old days where it served just as an expansion tank. The Society of Automotive Engineers developed standards for various parts of a car. For this style cap, standard J151 specifies that the cap must be rotated at least 1.5 turns after pressure releases. This prevents someone from accidentally opening the cap too far before the pressure is released and being scalded with the hot steam. But this cap, it doesn't even make it 1.5 turns from being fastened. We perform rad cap pressure tests on all our units. Note in our testing facility how fast our engineer's hand is blown away from the container when we put some pressure to it. And listen to how fast that pressure blows off. Now imagine what that hand would look like with some 180-degree coolant gushing out. How pretty. In the exact same test, our cap vents the pressure in a much more controlled manner, and you actually need to turn ours a few times, providing that critical time between turns for the pressure to subside and save the flesh of an unwitting motorist. Let's also talk about how that cap functions. Ours has a nice positive ratcheting mechanism when it's closed, just like the OEM cap. It lets you know the cap has been tightened sufficiently. Our competitor has no ratcheting function, leaving the possibility of over or under tightening wide open. Next, let's talk about reservoir strength. Your average cooling system runs around 16 PSI or so, but can spike to maybe 40 pounds. And sometimes performance-minded individuals nudge that number north by increasing the cap pressure, trying to keep coolant from boiling when an engine's making lots of power and running real hot. We have a custom-built burst tester to rigorously vet out the quality of OEM units, our own bottles, as well as the reservoirs of our competition. Our coolant bottles are tested to 100 PSI to keep mechanics, medics, and other motorists safe. If it doesn't hold triple digits, it doesn't go in a Dorman box. It's that simple. When we burst test our bottles, we fill them with fluid and pressurize it to make sure our tanks can take the heat, literally. Ours held up right through testing. The competition?